All right, Ritu, thank you for those details. Appreciate you joining us. Moving on, SaaS-based smart logistics management platform provider Shipsy has raised $25 million in a Series B round co-led by A91 Partners and Z3 Partners along with existing investors Info Edge and Sequoia Capital India's Surge. To tell us how Shipsy aims to transform the global logistics industry using a technology-first approach, joining me now is its co-founder and CEO Soham Chokshi. Soham, welcome to Startup Street. With this Series B fundraise, first tell us what is the current valuation of the company, and also will you be looking to raise more funds anytime soon?
Perfect. Thanks for having me here. With this round, we actually raised funds at north of $100 million in valuation. Okay. Fundamentally, we've been profitable, so we don't really need the funds as such. But yes, as we grow and expand into newer markets, we will evaluate more opportunities as they come.
Right. Okay. Now, with the new funds, you plan to accelerate global expansion and product innovation. Any new offerings in the pipeline? How are you looking to enhance Shipsy's AI, machine learning, and blockchain capabilities?
Absolutely. So one of the major things that we are focusing on is using a lot of AI and machine learning to really drive sustainability-related outcomes for our customers. As you know, logistics is a big driver of carbon footprint and carbon emissions. So we see how technology and machine learning can really help our customers, logistics companies, retailers, drive sustainability and reduce carbon footprint. Okay. Along with that, we do have a new product offering that is geared towards the medium-sized customers as well, in a product-led manner, right? So with the self-sign-up modules, things like that, so that we can actually grow globally through a pure online-based approach as well.
Okay. All right. Let's now focus on your expansion plans to support your growing customer base in the Middle East and Southeast Asia. You've established regional headquarters in Dubai and more recently in Indonesia. You're also now looking to expand in Europe and the US. First, tell me what is the kind of response you've got from these markets? And then if you could take me through your global playbook.
Absolutely. So we've seen a fantastic response in the current markets, right? So if you see a country like India, the largest retailer, for example, right, in the omni-channel retailer, both the entire delivery automation is being managed through the Shipsy platform. India's largest parcel delivery company, India's fastest grocery delivery company, 10-minute groceries, medicine delivery, food delivery, pizza delivery, right? So a lot of different customers across are using our platform, and these are all large enterprises that are trusting us with their logistics. Right, so we kind of operate behind the scenes, powering a lot of the delivery experiences that consumers like you and I experience on a daily basis. We've seen similar and better customers across Middle East and Southeast Asia as well trust us in their logistics automation journey.
Okay, okay. Now, you grew your customer base by 75% last year, and you also saw a 2.5x increase in ARR. While owing to the offline nature of logistics, the pandemic was a crippler for many businesses whose supply chains were interrupted. But your addressable market has quadrupled post-COVID. What has led to this growth? And if you could also talk about Shipsy's future growth targets.
Absolutely. So if you see post-COVID, right, one of the major things that has happened is a lot of goods, they had to be delivered to the homes of customers, right? So commerce itself has really changed. The speed with which consumers like you and I, we want things, the flexibility with which we want them, the convenience with which we want to receive them, they've all really changed over the pandemic. And this, what it has meant for all the players in the industry, whether you're a retailer, whether you're a logistics company or you're a manufacturing company, you really have to invest in technology to see how you can meet the growing customer expectations and still keep costs intact as you do this. Yeah. And this is where a platform like Shipsy comes in, and this has kind of led to our growth that we have seen. As we look into the future, we do see a lot of these trends, not just in the delivery space, but in the cross-border trade and container movement space, also driving a large portion of our growth.
All right. Soham, Shipsy empowers businesses across the globe to automate domestic and cross-border freight movement. You mentioned this earlier, but what is the kind of efficiency you bring in? By how much do you help your clients reduce delivery costs? Like you mentioned, shrink carbon footprint and, of course, boost customer experience.
Absolutely. So, a large focus that we have is really how we help our customers reduce the costs and yet meet all of the superior customer expectations that are there. Just as an example, a lot of the retailers that we work with, they've seen anywhere from 11 to 13% reduction in costs related to logistics. And this is purely because of a lot of data that is now being used and a lot of the intelligence that's coming in things like route optimization, route planning, dynamic clubbing of deliveries, choosing of a lot more eco-friendly delivery options, right? So if it's in a smaller radius, how can we use bicycles? How can we prioritize electric vehicles? So a lot of these is what contribute to the cost reduction and also the carbon footprint enhancement in terms of the sustainability.
Sure.
Also on the customer experience front, we've seen logistics companies, retailers really enhance their NPS by about 26%, owing to things like live tracking and a much better visibility.
All right, Soham, before we wrap up, one final question. If you could take me through some of the major trends that will drive the industry to embrace smart technology, what will define the roadmap for the sector?
Absolutely. I think the number one driver for this is going to be the customer expectations that you and I, consumers like us, have, and the need to really drive sustainability. I think that's going to be the big theme. We've seen speed play a huge role, right? Faster deliveries, but I think the future is going to be driven by more sustainably doing these deliveries and ensuring that we can do it in a much more greener manner.
All right. I wish you the very best, Soham, with all your future growth targets. Many thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
With that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Coming up next on the show, we speak to the founder of a homegrown venture capital fund that has raised over 1,600 crore rupees. Stay tuned.